referred to as the Athens of Africa. Founded in the late 8th century, the real brick and mortar of the city was established between the 11th and 13th centuries. These walls still stand today, housing the Mecca of the West. In the oldest part of Fez, it really does feel like someone stopped the clock. Fez El Bali is a medieval city where the magic endures, where history lives, where mud corridors are a maze leading to mosques and schools, and it's considered the largest vehicle-free urban area in the world. For centuries, Fez was an important trading city, and still today you'll find craftsmanship around almost every corner, and many goods tied closely to tradition. In the Medina, each street is named for what it sells. Woodworking Street, Carpet Street, you got it. Well, this is Woodworking Street. A lot of different shelves, a lot of metalworking. You want something custom made? No problem. As I'm walking the narrow streets, I was
It's all about the unity. They can do whatever, ain't nobody.
We are in a state of emergency. Prejudice. Know the song about it? Like to hear it? Here it goes. Free your mind.
Traditional handmade foods of Morocco attract the eyes of visitors. And if you're looking for a truly unique piece, you'll find it in the Medina.
Frowning like that with her because I
think she's cute.
That's all I think.
She curls.
Karen thinks she's cute.
Thanks, honey.
She came out with a different attitude after that.
like a man to me.
I remember we did our studio.
That's old school. Life has changed. Wait, what was that? Mr. T did in Rocky. What was that? Rocky 3. Was it Rocky 3? Put the girl on my birds.
There we go. I don't have a lot to say. Come to see Terry. That's Terry, Cindy, and Ron.
I trust that feeling. Does anybody have any questions of me before I get out of here?
Let's see what you guys are saying. What's up, Soul Sister Rona? Hey, Taalik. I'm the brother that did my Mike Jackson in Tunica, Mississippi. Hey, now. Hello to Terry. Respect. Bless up. Bless up. Bless up.
Come to see Terry. That's Terry. Cindy. Ron. It's Terry.
It's important for the Black youth, especially, to know that we did have a history and that we did great things and that we had great people, and those things were not in the history books when I was in school. And what I'd like to be doing 5 years from now is attempting to rewrite the history books so that they'll know that.
Someone came in and said, I have $300, $400, $500 to spend. Can we get one? I have to say, I bought a carpet here years ago, and it has lasted. The beautiful quality the Moroccan carpets are. Muy bien. Well, thank you, Hakeem. I appreciate it. Nice to meet you. Let's go carpet shopping. Coming up next, we wrap up our Moroccan adventure. Here's a tip. Larger carpets can be folded and packed with a handle for you to take on the plane like a suitcase, or the dealer can arrange for shipping to your home. Laura Mackenzie's Traveler will be right back.
Everybody who is Black and interested in Black people, let us sit down and find out how we can get together in one direction against one enemy and accomplish this job overnight.
When soul singer and Black activist Sam Cooke wrote the lyrics to his song, "A Change Is Gonna Come," it was very direct and to the point. With some changes to it, the song was still digestible. In the year 2019, Black folks continue to go through the change rather than direct the change. A community activist named Taalik Ibn'rad has made an appeal similar to what Sam Cooke was asking for, a change. It's said that the meek shall inherit the earth. We ask when. When will the landlords give the meek a free lease? Mr. Ibn'rad is humbly asking for the state of Mississippi. President Trump has already had sit-downs with the wrong representatives of the Black community. How about a real discussion with a true grassroots African American? Join and organize Operation Exodus Mississippi today, or become a supporter.
Have fun, make new friends, enjoy new experiences. Register today at bgcstl.org or call today.
Welcome back to Laura Mackenzie's Traveler from Marrakesh. So this is the public oven. People in the neighborhood bring their bread or their fish or their chicken that they've made at home, and they bring it here, and he will put it in a wood oven to cook. This corner of Africa, but I know I'll be back. There's so much more to see and do here in Morocco. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing some of Morocco with me. This was an amazing destination.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, Lord of all the worlds. The one God, to whom praise is due forever. The one who came to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad and raised up the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I mean. Assalamu alaikum. How do you feel? Who do we want to hear? Are we going to bring them on? Yes, we're going to bring them on. Well, let us hear from our minister. Minister Malcolm X. Let us bring him on with a round of applause. Brothers and sisters, I'm here to tell you that I charge the white man. I charge the white man with being the greatest murderer on earth. I charge the white man with being the greatest kidnapper on earth. There is no place in this world that that man can go and say he created peace and harmony. Everywhere he's gone, he's created havoc. Everywhere he's gone, he's created destruction. So I charge him. I charge him with being the greatest kidnapper on this earth. I charge him with being the greatest murderer on this earth. I charge him with being the greatest robber and enslaver on this earth. I charge the white man with being the greatest swine eater on this earth, the greatest drunkard on this earth. He can't deny the charges. You can't deny the charges. We're the living proof of those charges. You're not in the proof. You're not an American. You are the victim of America. You didn't have a choice coming over here. He didn't say, black man, black woman, come on over and help me build America. He said, nigga, get down in the bottom of that boat and I'm taking you over there and helping you build America.
I charge the white man. I charge the white man. I charge the white man. Peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what I call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I'm the gatekeeper, the host of this program, known here on social media, wherever you may find me. I am known as the mighty, mighty, mighty Angel Snup Nup 7. I am your soul brother, number one. And I charge the white man. So these are words from Minister Malcolm X. He charged the white man. And he said that you cannot deny the responsibility of these charges. I charge the white man. And you heard all these charges: murder, rape, mayhem, theft. You heard the charges. I charge religion. I charge spirituality. And these black conscious, pro-black teachings. I charge the so-called black leadership of the same thing. Pan-Africanism. I charge you the same thing. I charge God. All these must be held accountable. I charge you. I charge you with those things. I charge you with fraud. I don't care what you believe. That's your business. You have the right to believe whatever you choose to believe. But when you try to promote something to others, you try to force something on others, they have a right to question. They have a right to challenge. I charge you with fraud. I charge these black conscious, black power teachers, scholars with fraud. I charge God with fraud. I charge you the same way Malcolm done. You're a liar, and you also can be accused of being murderers. Let's do a screen share and get an idea of what fraud is. so we all can see. Fraud. Wrongful or criminal deception intended to result in financial or personal gain. That's fraud. A person or thing intended to deceive others, typically by unjustifiably claiming or being credited with accomplishments or qualities for financial or personal gain. I charge religion. I charge spirituality. I charge the black. I charge God with fraud. You're fraudulent. You're deceiving the people, offering them false hopes, false dreams. You're a liar. If I do good, I'm going to go to heaven. Where is this heaven? It's just talk. Nobody has died, gone to heaven or hell, come back and told us anything. How you doing, brother? Knock. We're not going to be here long. These things need to be challenged. Fraud. Wrongful or criminal deception intended to result in financial or personal gain. So you have all these preachers of religion, black scholarship, all these teachers and preachers, and they selling you false promises, selling you false hope, selling you lies, and you see them gain personal gain, financial gain. And the masses of the people under this type of doctrine, you're getting nothing. And you allow them to do this. But at the same time, if you order a product from wherever, let's say a lawnmower, and this lawnmower or this car or whatever you bought supposed to be able to do this, supposed to be able to do that, and once you get it, it does not live up to the claim, then you will accuse the maker of that product is fraud, false advertising. Because this car is supposed to be able to fly. And when you get it, it can't fly. But in the commercials, you see the car flying. That's fraud. It's false advertising. But when it comes to religion, we accept false advertising. It makes all these claims, and it has yet to do it. Black scholarship make all these claims and put all this stuff in your head. I charge the white man. In these black scholarship teachings, they teach us how wonderful the black man is, how smart we are, Asiatic black man, we're the God of the universe, and all this type of thing. And they teach us that the white man is the devil and he come from out of a cave. Yet what does not make sense is, if we are so holy and righteous, if we have all this knowledge and supreme knowledge and things of this nature, how could a person in a cave walking on their all fours, eating raw meat. And you know how you describe the Caucasian people. How could they make a slave out of you? Not for one day, not for 2 days, but over 400 years, really longer. You have all this technology and you have all the knowledge of the universe and the sciences, but you can't develop weapons to protect yourself from the man that just came out of a cave. The story don't make any sense to me. And they want to paint this picture like dark-skinned people are holy and righteous, lovey-dovey. A young girl just lost her life in Columbus, Ohio. There was nothing lovey-dovey going on there. And we see this, we act like that's a shock. We see that kind of thing in our neighborhoods all the time. There's no white people around. That's what we do. That's what we do. We love to murder, slander, and gossip and kill each other. We support sites like World Star Hip Hop and others. We like to see us killing and hurting, slandering each other. The most views that you would get on your video is the one where you talking about somebody, you beefing with somebody, and y'all going back and forth. The holy and righteous people. We wouldn't be like that if it wasn't for the white man. You explain that to African people coming over here to America, because if they don't, they would be murdered in Africa. Explain that to them. Africans seeking asylum here because if they stayed in their country, Africans would murder them. And there is no lovey-dovey on the African continent. It's severe tribalism. They don't like each other. They're not interested in no Pan-Africanism. They would rather die, just like you would rather die, than unite with your brothers and sisters in America. They're not interested. I charge you with telling and bringing us lies. Just because you have been abused, just because you are a victim of a crime, don't make you holy and righteous. You can be a murderer and somebody can kill you and you're a victim, but you wasn't holy and righteous because you was a murderer yourself. We want to paint this picture like, oh, holy, 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 black people, we live in some kind of utopia, we holy and righteous, and that's a damn lie. I'm sick of this false advertising, because if you really look at the history of Africa or any people on the earth, all of them is messed up, filled with violence. You brag about civilization. Civilization was created by violence. It started off as a tribe or a family, and it began to spread out, and they needed other resources, and they went to war with their neighbors, murdered them, or after they murdered them, blended them into their family, their faction. That's how civilization grew. It was not due to peace. It was by war, rape, and murder, long before the white man. You are fraudulent. You're telling a lie. You're spreading something to fit a certain narrative that is not true. You give unearned credit to this God. But when things go wrong, we don't hear nothing from you. You silent. But when things going good, oh, it's because of God. Oh, but when your car, you was going to church and you wrecked it to a diesel truck, you say, oh God, But why don't you give credit to God? Maybe God was punishing you for being bad, and he caused you to run into a semi-truck. Your voice is silent then. It's all false advertising. It's all lies. You want to tell me about, brother gonna tell me the solution to our problem is being able to connect to the seventh dimension. What the hell are you talking about? Show us, bring us some pictures. They can't show us no pictures. They can't show us how do you connect. Here he is, acting like the average Negro. I don't see nothing special about you since you are connected to the seventh dimension. We want an easy way out of our situation. We don't want to fight. We don't want to use our brain. We don't want to suffer. We don't want to sacrifice. We don't want to die to change our condition like everybody else prior to us have done. We want to connect to the seventh dimension. We just want to go to heaven and our soul go to this mysterious place. Aliens is going to come out the sky. All these lies, God, Allah, Jesus, all of it is false advertising. You prophesy and got connection to prophecy. But you can't prophesy. If you notice, these people can't even prophesy about their own life. You're going to tell me what's going to happen to us as a people. You're going to tell me what's going to happen to the United States. But you can't tell us what's going to happen to you. You can prophesy about everything except yourself. What is fraud? Fraud is wrongful or criminal deception intended to result in financial or personal gain. A personal thing intended to deceive others, typically by unjustifiably claiming or being credited with accomplishments or qualities. I charge you with fraud. All of you with fraud. And then you want to try to force that or get angry with me because you're a liar. There was a case, I believe, in France, and this guy took the Catholic Church to court. I don't know what happened in that case, but I believe it got dismissed because they're not going to allow, because the floodgates would open. But he took the Catholic Church to court for fraud. You taught me all these lies. I gave you money. What is the definition of fraud? Wrongful or criminal deception intended to result in financial or personal gain. When you give people money in the name of God, it's fraud. It is fraud. Because you selling a story, black conscience, black scholarship teaching, you're selling a story, you're taking people's money. The Catholic Church, Islam, Christianity, whatever these religions are, this spirituality stuff, whatever it is you're selling the people stuff, and you taking money, it's false advertising. That what makes it fraud. I don't know what happened with that case. I'm very sure it was dismissed because of a case. Because if you was taken to court, you can't prove none of that stuff that you're talking about. You can't prove no seventh dimension. You can't prove no mother plane gonna come out the sky. You can't prove that God exists. You can't prove none of that stuff because it's a lie. It's fraud. Well, it helped me. It helped me. That's how they get you. They make you think that helped you because you are unable to think for yourself. You have no connection to the reality. You don't understand the situation that you're in, so they can come with this story and help you, since you refuse to think for yourself. They'll do your thinking for you for a price. And you become a slave. The black scholarship teachings, their narrative to Christianity, Islam, the religion of your choice, Hebrew Israelitism, whatever it is of your choice. But it's all lies. All these false prophets. There was people who claim they have a connection to prophecy, and they told us Donald Trump would be president again. Is he? And they waiting for some miracle to happen where Biden is exposed as connected to voter fraud so their predictions can come true. Well, so far, it's been 100 days. And so far, Biden's approval ratings is way up in the air. And quite honestly, I don't think nobody is interested in Trump like that no more. But you prophesy, so they was wrong, and they come on here and make videos. I know, I mean, anybody could be wrong. Yeah, we know. Minister Louis Farrakhan in the 1980s told us that Ronald Reagan would be the last American president because he was the Antichrist. He doesn't bring that up, don't talk about it no more. 666, Ronald, 6 letters, Wilson, 6 letters, Reagan, 6 letters, the Antichrist. How many presidents have we had since then? And then we just let that slide because we caught up in the lies. You can charge the white man. I charge the white man. But what about the lies your own people is spreading and telling us? What about that? We're some kind of holy and righteous people. We ain't never done no wrong. That's a damn lie. Look right here on YouTube. The same ones that's talking this crap, they would call you a coon. They'll call you a Sambo. They would threaten your life. But we holy and righteous people. And when you call them on that, they got some kind of excuse. What is the definition of fraud? A person or thing intended to deceive others, typically by unjustifiably claiming or being credited with accomplishments or qualities. That's fraud. We have been taught that in our ancient past, we so holy and great. We know about the universe. We know about all the medicines on the planet. We better than all the other people on the planet. But when this Peckerwood pulled a gun on you, you don't have no weapons. You don't have nothing to fight with. But you have all this knowledge, understanding, and wisdom, and you're the God of the universe. But a person that comes from out of a cave kicked your ass, and he's still kicking your ass right now to this day. Talk soul to me. The whole thing doesn't make any sense. And you're connected to the 7th dimension. You can astral project and fly out your body. If we have all these powers, why are we in the condition that we're in? It's not real. And you are committing fraud. I know, again, you can believe whatever you want to believe. I'm not trying to tell you don't believe, but that's all it is. It's a belief. It's not real. I can believe I'm married to this woman. It's not real. It could be real one day, but right now it's not real. But in my mind, it can be real, and I could end up at her house, and she would call the police. I got a stalker, because it's not real. It's not real. Only in your mind, because it's not real in her mind. 911, I got a stalker. He wearing a Malcolm X pen. It's not real. And you make excuses. What is that definition again? Unjustifiably claiming or being credited with accomplishments or qualities. You can't prove nothing you say. You can't prove nothing you say. We should want to be able to use your brain. We should be able to accept the reality of things. We should be able to use our brain so that we can analyze data, use common sense, reason, and logic. You don't need all this stuff. It's not real. So somebody asked me, I want to talk about the Mississippi campaign, and they want to argue about religion. What is that to argue about? What is that to debate about? Bring your God. I'm not talking to you. Bring your God to the live stream, and I want to talk to your God right now. Not you. I don't want to hear you masturbate, intellectually masturbate. No, I want to talk to your God in person. I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to your God in person. What is there to debate? I'm not going to debate you on your belief. But I know a lie. I know fraud. I know false advertising, because none of this stuff that your God is talking about, this black scholarship teaching and Pan-Africanism, all this stuff is not real. False advertising. Oh, if you get with the black people, we gonna do this, and we gonna accomplish that. We ain't accomplishing nothing. Whose fault is that? Angel Snuffing Up 7? It's not my fault. It's your fault for believing, being a victim of fraud. That's what it is. How you gonna argue with me and show me that it's not fraud? Deception. Let's do this again. Fraud. Wrongful or criminal deception intended to result in financial or personal gain. A person or thing intended to deceive others, typically by unjustifiably claiming or being credited with accomplishments or qualities. Religion, these Pan-African teachings, spirituality, fits the definition of fraud. You be wasting your time trying to argue and debate me because it's false advertising. None of it, this stuff has come to pass. Will it help me? It did this for me. I stopped smoking. I stopped being a whoremonger. It saved my life. That's because you don't know how to think for yourself. When I was a little boy, I saw people smoking. I'm not going to do that because I know it's bad for me. I don't like it. I was a little boy. I saw people doing all kinds of stuff. I decided as a child, I do not want to have babies. As a child, I didn't even reach puberty yet. I said to myself, I'm not having children because I don't want to bring them into this mess. As a child, I was thinking for myself, you're a grown man and a grown woman, and you need somebody from 5,000 years ago, 1,400 years ago, to do your thinking for you. You should be ashamed of yourself. And you want to come to me with your chest all pumped out, hossidity and arrogant, and repeat to me what you read out of a book from somebody you don't even know from 1,400 years ago, 5,000 years ago, or whatever. You don't even think for yourself. You a damn plagiarist. You a damn copycatter. You don't even have a mind of your own. There's a brother, because he looks at things from an unorthodox view. He said he claims to be a self-thinker. You believe in religion and spirituality and these Pan-African pro-black consciousness type of stuff. You're not a self-thinker. Everything about you, the foundation, you're programmed on that narrative. You're still thinking from the point of view of the Quran. That's your foundation, or the Bible, or Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Ben, Ashra Kwesi, or whoever. You're not a self-thinker. You're a plagiarist. So I already know what's going to come out your mouth before you even say it, because you're not a self-thinker. No, you want to be like Angel Snubbing Up 7. I'm a self-thinker. I'm flexible in my mind. You don't hear me always quoting dead folks and old ass scriptures 1,400 years ago, 5,000 years ago. You don't hear me do that because I'm dependent. I'm alive now. I did not live 1,400 years ago. I'm alive now, and I'm using my brain for 2021 because this is 2021. And you wonder why you can't go nowhere, because your mind is stuck in the past and you're thinking like the past. We are similar, but we're not the same. Their brain is dead and gone. Yours is alive. Why don't you learn how to use it? So you want to get angry at me because I'm a self-thinker. And because I challenge your fraud that you're trying to push those lies on children and naive people. If you have a right to teach it, I have a right to challenge it. Let these people know, warn them that you pushing a lie, that you fraud. None of these things have come to pass. Always looking for an easy way out. There is no easy way out. You got to fight, suffer, sacrifice, and even die for liberation. As they say, freedom is not free. You want to fly to the 7th dimension and everything is wonderful. That's not how it works. I wish we could go to court. I would take all of y'all suckers to court on fraud charges. But the government, it keeps the people deaf, dumb, and blind, keeps you dumbed down. So they want you to be like that because you're no threat to them. That's why 100 of my channels have been terminated, and most of these folks stay up because the government knows that you're teaching fraud. People are not going to get nowhere with that. With that said, let me get out of here. I only had 45 minutes to talk with you. Jot down your comments. Let's talk about it. And stop being a victim of fraud. Till next time, y'all, I'm Angel Snubbing Up 7. Thank you, chat room, everybody. And we are the 5,000.